Caitlin Clark could start her own league, as WNBA Conspiracy touted Caitlin Clark's popularity was clear to see after the fan vote for the WNBA All-Star game, but that hasn't transcended with her opposing players, leading to suggestions she could split from the WNBA. Caitlin Clark has been tipped to sensationally walk away from the WNBA and start her own basketball league. As the Indiana Fever star continues to be targeted, Clark is unquestionably the biggest name in women's basketball and has a claim to be the biggest name in the sport altogether. And her popularity was clear to see after the latest round of WNBA All-Star voting. The Indiana Fever guard, widely regarded as the best three-point shooter in the league, received 1.29 million fan votes for the All-Star game, despite currently being out injured. It appears Clark's popularity isn't quite landing with her opponents, however, and she was targeted during a game against the Conneticut Sun in June. Clark was shoved to the ground before an on-court scuffle broke out, with Sophie Cunningham coming to her teammates' defense. After that incident, the conversation of Clark's future was brought up again with author Christine Brennan, who wrote, "On Her Game, Caitlin Clark and the Revolution in Women's Sports," bringing up the idea of her creating her own league. Speaking to ESPN LA, Brennan explained how the concept of a Clark League would come about. Nike loves her. She's got Wilson, obviously. She's got Gatorade, Brennan said of Clark's endorsements. Even though the salary is $76,000, 0 cents. For a rookie, it's more this year now. She's making $28 million, 0 cents, from Nike alone, according to the Wall Street Journal. So she's at $40 million, 0 cents, whatever. Okay, fine, she's doing great. And if Nike said we're going to make the Nike Clark League, it would obviously take a few years to get the arenas and whatever. But you know the TV contract. I mean, it's Caitlin, again, the TV viewership, it's Caitlin Clark. It's not Angel Reese and Caitlin. It's Caitlin. It's Caitlin Clark only. And I think Angel's a great rebounder and excellent at what she does, but she doesn't move the needle on TV ratings. Caitlin, and they could do it. I think they absolutely put it together in a couple of years. And I'll stay on that because I agree with you. It's fascinating. And it's doable because of the void in the vacuum of leadership the WNBA continues to exhibit. Clark is currently sidelined through injury and has already downplayed any suggestions she'll be rushed back to action. Instead, she said that while she's doing everything she can to return quickly, she's cautious of any setbacks that may arise from coming back to the court too soon. It started with a whisper, a speculative comment on a sports podcast, brushed off by most as nothing more than clickbait fodder. But when you're Caitlin Clark, even whispers can become thunder. She's bigger than the WNBA, the host said. If they don't treat her right, she could start her own league. At first, it sounded absurd. Caitlin Clark, just a rookie, launching an entire basketball league. Who would bankroll it? Who would play in it? What TV networks would dare air it? But within a week, the speculation grew legs. Industry insiders admitted that venture capital firms had already shown interest. Rumors swirled that media executives were intrigued by the idea. Athletes, past and present, whispered about it in group chats. And Caitlin? She said nothing. That silence was louder than words. Clark's meteoric rise had already reshaped the WNBA. She was filling arenas coast to coast. Her jersey flew off the shelves. Ratings for Indiana Fever games shattered records. And her every move on social media sparked firestorms of praise, hate, or awe. And yet, under the glitter of fame, there was tension. Within the WNBA, some players grumbled that Clark's coverage overshadowed their own years of sacrifice and performance. Others called it flat-out jealousy. On the court, the physical play against her intensified week by week. Hard fouls, elbows, trash talk that burned hotter than most rookies face. But what truly sparked the wildfire of conspiracy was her all-star snub. Despite being the most popular player in the league by far, Caitlin Clark was initially not voted in by coaches. Fans voted in droves. The media loved her, but a shadow loomed over the league's power structure, and fans noticed. She doesn't need them, one viral tweet read. She is the league. That's when the idea transformed from fantasy to possibility, the birth of the Lightning League. If Caitlin Clark were to start her own league, what would it look like? It wouldn't be built on the bones of the past. It would be fast-paced, high-octane, player-driven, a blend of basketball excellence and entertainment. Think NBA meets Formula One energy. Games played in major cities and streamed globally on platforms like Amazon Prime or Netflix, with behind-scenes access and personality-driven branding. Every team would be branded with flair, no outdated names or dull uniforms. Instead, squads like the New York Voltage, the Atlanta Blaze, the Phoenix Sirens, every game would feel like a spectacle. And leading it all, Caitlin Clark. Not just the star point guard of a team, but the face of an athletic revolution. Speculative reports claimed big-time investors, some with ties to Silicon Valley, were intrigued by the idea. Caitlin had the reach, the audience, the brand. She had the lightning bolt logo. She had Nike. She had the power. More importantly, she had the why, rebellion or revolution. If the WNBA didn't evolve fast enough, the argument went, maybe it would get left behind. Women's sports are having a moment, sports business analyst Kendra Matthews said on ESPN. The NCAA ratings proved it. The Olympic buzz is proving it. And Caitlin Clark is at the center of it. She represents an inflection point. So ask yourself, is she going to carry a league that's resisting change or create one that embraces it? Clark's camp remained quiet, but the silence grew suspicious. People noticed she hadn't posted in support of the league after her snub. She stopped retweeting official WNBA content. Her focus seemed increasingly on personal branding, her podcast, her Nike line, her partnerships. Then came the headline that sent shockwaves through sports media. Sources: Caitlin Clark files trademark for Lightning League. The trademark covered apparel, events, and entertainment service. Lawyers said it could mean anything or everything. The WNBA scrambled. Publicly, they issued statements praising Caitlin and reaffirming their commitment to growth. Privately, executives worried. If she walked, what would follow? TV contracts? Fans? Sponsors? The domino effect could be catastrophic. And Caitlin still hadn't said a word. A league of her own. By August, Clark finally broke her silence during a post-game interview after dropping 38 points in a road win. A reporter half-jokingly asked, "So, are you really starting your own league?" Clark laughed. "Let's just say I believe in possibilities," she said, winking. "Women's basketball deserves the world, and if no one gives it to us, maybe we build it ourselves." Mick. Drop. Twitter exploded. The hashtag Lightning League trended worldwide. Fans designed fake logos. Gamblers speculated on fantasy drafts. Influencers posted TikToks of themselves in homemade Lightning League shirts. It was real. It was raw. It was hers.